When Peter gets up to preach, and by the way, they had been waiting in the house and the crowd had not seen the miracles that are described in the second chapter of Acts. 3,000 of them came to know Christ. But the first thing that Peter felt he ought to do was to explain that the disciples were not plastered. Do you think our pastor has to explain that about us? Of course not. We're Presbyterians. Of course not. We do things decently and in order, and it's a shame. Sometimes we're so in the box, so decent, so in order, so nice, so religious that the world yawns. I got an email this week from my HIV friend. 3 years ago, I told you about him with his permission, and I asked you to pray for him, and many of you still do, and I thank you for praying for Jeff. I love him more than I can say. In his email, he told me that for the first time in years at Easter, he went to church. That's major. And he said in his email that he wept the whole time. And he said, because I knew if they knew about me, they would reject me. I wrote him back and said, you might be surprised. You ought to come to our church at Willow Creek. If you came to our church and told us who you were, our elders would say, so, and what's your point? The people would say, this is a church filled with sinners, and there's room for one more. You're welcome. That would surprise the world because they think we're homophobic and we're angry and judgmental and condemning. We live within the box. We say the right things. We never cuss or spit. We never shock and we never disturb. I want you to do me a favor and think of something you could do or a place you could go or something you would say that would cause the pagans to drop their jaws.